Are you horny enough? Dude, that's like, what a great start to like a game show or like a American Ninja Warrior, but it's just like stuff like this.
Welcome back to Are You Horny Enough?
Are you horny enough to swipe?
Where we find out whether you're horny enough or not.
It's called Swipe Out. It's like that show where they fall off the big balls, but they're blue instead of red.
Yeah.
Are you horny enough for Swipe Out?
Are you horny enough? Do you want to shit where you eat?
And at the end, you bang someone you work with. What a fun game show.
And we're all going. Guys.
I'm going to keep a watchful eye on these sons of bitches.
Welcome to our podcast. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
The last time these cameras were utilized in podcasting, it was with me and Steve on a little podcast called Dynamic Banter.
I got makeup on mine now.
And two of them kind of crapped out mid-podcast, or not even a couple minutes into the podcast. So we'll be keeping an eye on these cameras. But on the broader sense of things, I'm joined today by my co-host, Zoja Falzone. Zoja, how are you?
And the crowd goes wild.
You can't... Okay. That is the truth. That is the truth. If this podcast had like theater filling numbers, if we walked out onto the stage one by one,
Theater, I'm gonna go more like stadium.
Arenas,
Yeah,
straight up arenas, kid.
straight.
Yes. Anyway, Zoe,
Mike,
it's good to be here with you.
it's always my pleasure.
Welcome back to our podcast. Welcome to the podcast where we discuss your relationship to something. Normally it's people stuff. People write in with a lot of people stuff. Mm-hmm. But we'll do your relationship to anything. If you have a question about your relationship to work, we'll dig back into our life experience.
To friendships.
No, friendships is another one. To Cheez-Its.
Uh-huh.
I told a friend of mine, a friend of the show, our friend Nick, the gay one,
I know.
said earlier today, I said, we were talking about how awesome it would be to have fast enough Wi-Fi on a plane to play like video games online, like Rocket League, or think of anything else that you play online, and you got it. That.
Yeah.
And then I said, it's only a matter of time until
Right.
the internet gets to that. And then what's going to happen is like first class will have way different internet as like the rest of the plane.
Right.
And then Nick said, yeah, the first class gets like super fast internet and the rest of the plane gets Cheez-Its. And then I had to really stop and think which one I would choose. It really depends on the length of the flight, I think.
I think I'm gonna go Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its over super fast internet, like faster than we have at the house.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Anybody that I really talk to on a regular basis and knows when I'm flying. So, and a lot of the time it's during a red eye.
Yeah.
So
no one's out. But you could watch like TikTok. You could look
I
at
can
porns.
still do all of that on my phone. I mean, I don't know.
Do people look at porns on a plane? That should be illegal, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a good look.
Too many people all over you to look at porns on a plane. Zoe?
Yes.
Don't write down porns on a plane as the possible title of the show. Zoe, people text in all the time. They DM into the show their questions for us.
Yeah.
Here's a question I have for them. Mm-hmm. Would you be sad if we ended the show? I'm just kidding, but tell us in the comments.
Mike,
yeah.
do you have any shows coming up this week?
Yes.
Tell me about
them. And
them.
you know I meant to write them down.
Yeah. And you know what is really funny, though?
On the 13th.
Is that
You have them?
might have them.
If you're just looking at my website, you know it's missing stuff.
Yes.
It has all the super important
Yes.
ones, though. On the 13th of this week, which is Wednesday, I think I'm at the West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica. Every time I've been there for the past 100 times, I've had a great fucking time. And I love it there. I love Chris Gorbos, who is the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone who works there is great.
You did not write down.
You're right. You're 100%.
Yeah.
And then I'm going
On
to
then.
New York. Zoe,
On then.
we're
going to New York, guys.
You do it then.
Okay. September 16th at 7:30, 8:15, 9:35, 9:35, 10:15. The Stand, New York City. September 17th at 9:30 and 10:30. Again, The Stand, New York City.
It sounds better when you do it. It sounds more impressive when you do it.
September 19th at 9:30. Upstairs, The Stand, New York City.
What if it was a different city? Same The Stand.
September 20th, 7:30, hour at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I only know what I'm saying for about 25 minutes of it. And then we're going to do our best for the rest.
I love it. And then again, September 21st at the Stand, Surrounded in New York City. You guys,
And what time is that?
that's at 10 o'clock.
It's at 10 o'clock on a Thursday. Can you come?
They can come. New
Can
York
you
City never
come?
sleeps. Of course they can come.
All right?
They can come.
Don't sleep.
Just come.
Don't ever sleep.
Just come all over.
Sorry?
9, September 22nd at 8:45 and 10:45 at the Stand again in New York City, you
So
guys.
come hang out when
Mike's
we're on
going
the
to be
East
all
Coast.
over the city.
And you'll be with me for some of those.
I will be. I'll be with you most of those nights. But I'm thinking we stay in the city on the 22nd and then head over to
Hell yeah.
back over to
Dude, staying near the airport
yeah.
the
it's
night
key.
you're gonna go out is nice. It's nice because there's all that coast to coast flight. There's a lot of stress that comes the night before, and I like to fly over, if you will, the stress. I like to have a layover for my problems. Who's that guy, dude?
I just don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. have to drive fucking
I know.
3 hours.
It sucks so much. Dude, sometimes I'll even stay at the we've done it before where we stay at the hotel like attached to the airport, and you think it's gonna suck because planes in and out all the time, but they built it
You don't hear not
to
a thing.
not hear not a thing.
No, nothing. No, nothing.
Zoe, what kind of
Mike.
questions do we have
Mike, we got a
for
couple
this week?
really good ones, actually. Someone sent me one on the Patreon. So if you're a Patreon, patreon.com is a virtual tipping and rewards website where you give us a little bit of your hard and cash and you get to talk to us.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
We didn't do a episode last week.
Right.
Sorry about that.
That was
but
my
we were-
fault.
No. It was our fault.
No, it's my fault.
We were
I will
both feeling
take-
like shit. We've both been feeling like shit.
Well, I also came off a crazy fucking wedding weekend for a client, and we were in La Quinta.
Yeah.
And when I got back, like I was feeling great on Sunday. It was like the first day after losing my voice and everything that I felt so good. And we were stuck in a sandstorm Sunday night, and it was like, I was just like, I was
Gross.
spent though too. It was a wild weekend. I got to feed a giraffe.
And how was that experience?
It was really cool, and he was so sweet.
Did the giraffe like you?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
I could tell. There's pictures.
He took the
He
pictures?
doesn't know, but he doesn't. They don't like to be touched. They get shy if
Sure.
you touch them.
Yeah.
And then they walk away, but then they come back as long as you got fucking food.
Well, yeah.
And he like wraps his tongue around your like hand.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Just trying to impress you.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I love that you had that experience.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a giraffe. I don't know if I've ever.
Dude, their
gotten
heads
that
are like
far.
fucking the size of this table, dude.
That's crazy.
It was wild.
That's like
it
a
was very
dinosaur.
cool.
Furry
I got a
dinosaur.
very good picture of my assistant, Brooke. And she was, because we brought her with us, and she was like, it's really cute.
First giraffe for Brooke.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love
You're
you.
fucking great.
Yeah, so it was my fault. I was dead. I was like so spent last week, and I feel like I think I might be having burnout recently.
Yeah.
Because like even today, what? It's already 2:30. We're normally done with this by now.
Yeah.
And I can't seem to get it together lately, and I am very much so looking forward to going home and just not.
It's the same conversation we've had every time we've ever gone home.
Yeah, but it's always crazy, just as crazy at home.
Yeah,
but I
it's
think
just
it's
different.
a
It's just
different,
colder.
yeah, it's a different kind of crazy though. It's like a,
It's more rewarding type of a crazy.
Yeah.
Because here it's like burnt out, and then at home it's like overload of a bunch of things that a bunch of people you've wanted to see for a long time.
Sensory overload. Yeah.
And then we come back and we think that we could sleep. Like, let's come back and sleep for a day.
No.
And then we go, and how many things can we do to say we can? But that's whatever. Listen.
Yeah.
On this show, we answer questions about your relationship to stuff, and here's one.
Hey guys, was wondering if I could get some advice on how to talk to a friend with ADHD. We've been best friends for 15 years. We're almost 30, but he just does not seem capable of reaching out, responding to texts / messages, calling back, or really ever thinking about me or anyone in our friend group. Mm-hmm. For a long time, I've been the one who would remind him of events over and over again, pick him up, bring him places, and make sure he was kept in the loop. The problem is, I've been dealing with my own issues, depression and anxiety, and burnout from work, etc. And just haven't had the energy to keep it up. I got tired of making plans and being ghosted on a regular basis, so I kind of stopped being the one to reach out. What used to be almost weekly meetups has turned into multiple months at a time of not even hearing from him. I'd sit him down and explain the above to him, but it seems as soon as I am out of sight, it's out of mind. How do I maintain a relationship with someone I've called my best friend when I can no longer put in the 99% effort? Been a fan of the show for a long time. Thank you. So I'm sorry that you are dealing with your own shit, right?
I wasn't really paying attention. Can you kind of sum it up?
So I'm really sorry that you've been dealing with your stuff too. And don't discredit what you've been going through either. Sometimes friendships are hard to maintain, especially after like 15 years, right? And you've been calling this person your best friend forever. And sometimes we just fall out of communication sometimes, right? Like, I know my best friend, Mary and I have been best friends for 26 years.
How can you be 26 and have a best friend for 26 years?
Thanks. And we go through waves, right? It all depends on what people have got going on. There's not a week that goes by that we don't at least text each other.
Yeah.
You know?
But does one of you have ADHD?
I'm almost 100% sure I have ADHD.
You do have something.
Yeah.
Who would know what you have?
A doctor. A doctor, for sure.
Do we have any of those?
I don't know. If you're a doctor, please come over and...
No, don't come over.
Not here.
Go away. Go away.
Let's get in touch.
I'm going to start eating an apple a day.
Let's get in touch, but also don't fucking touch me.
Sometimes they have to.
Yeah, I know. So there are times that, like you go through like these ups and downs. I think the better question is, instead of telling that friend what it is that they're doing or lack thereof, is maybe finding out, because maybe they're in a deep depression. Maybe they're the ones that are struggling and you don't really know what's going on, especially if there's months and months that go by. Do they have a drug habit? Have they ever had one? Maybe they fell off the sober wagon. Maybe they're, losing their job or having a hard time at work also, or going through a breakup. I mean, I think there's like a little bit of, if you're ready to like be rid of this friendship, then let it go. If it's too much for you to handle and whatever, and that's okay too. You're allowed to be selfish in your feelings sometimes, like sometimes it is too much work and you don't have the bandwidth. And I know for me, I don't have the bandwidth for a lot of things. So
like what?
Sometimes friendships. And
luckily I'm a level higher than that, so I never fall out of favor.
Relationships.
I think Zoya made a lot of really good points. I think that you could only once somebody shows you how they are, and once you fully understand how somebody is, you really have to like step back and say, how much energy do I have to like maintain the situation? And if you do it when you don't have the energy to it, it might turn into like resentment, or you don't want to be annoyed with the person just because they're being how they are. Like I know in my life, I have guilt about like, well, that person's just like that. And I know how they are, and it bothers me sometimes, but it's like, who am I to keep being annoyed for the same reason over and over again? Like, I know how they are, so now I have to choose whether or not I'm going to be in this situation. And I guess my answer is like, I'm in that situation whenever I have the energy to let certain things that would normally piss me off roll off my back. Right. And we're still on all the cameras. Yeah. And that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what it is like, if this person is just like, if they just have ADHD, right? And
also, can you have ADHD and also just be an asshole at the same time?
100%.
Are they mutually exclusive?
No, they're not. They're not. I think that, I think sometimes it's just nice to be able to like sit there and be like, my dude, what is it that you got going on? Like, can you try a little harder, or are you not capable of?
Well, it sounds like they've done that before. And it just kind of is, it's always going to get back to the point where it is naturally, especially in like a long lasting relationship or friendship or whatever. It's always gonna, unless you make a commitment to like changing something about your personality or your habits, it's always going to wind up at its like resting state, which if one person is just like that, just naturally not maybe as thoughtful because of ADHD or because of a lack of interest or whatever, they're always going to kind of be like that. So it's like, how much of that do you want to put up with? How much is your responsibility? And how much do you need to like, I saw this fucking TikTok the other day that was about Eeyore.
Yeah.
You remember Eeyore?
Yeah.
And the whole message of the thing was like, Eeyore was always depressed, but his friends, like, they never expected him to be happy, and they always took him along. They always made sure that he was included.
Yeah.
So that's very nice. But I was like, do they ever want a day to like recharge their shit?
Yeah.
So they have the energy to put up with how everybody is.
I don't know. Pooh was always high on honey, sugar high.
Yeah, Pooh's diabetic. A lot of people don't know that.
And Piglet was just ready to go at all times.
Yeah. Piglet was on cocaine.
Yeah. I think that
you just do what you
I
have
think
energy
everyone
to do.
has an Eeyore in their group though.
Yeah.
And it's just how much of it do you really want to. We've got a couple clients that we call Eeyores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always want to get something from the Eeyore. You always want some kind of like sign that it's either like appreciated or noticed at the very least. that could go a long way. If you're the Eeyore in the group, and if you know that, to reach back out to your friends and be like, I know I'm the Eeyore. Thank you for including me when you have the energy to do it.
Uh-huh.
That would be nice. That's a nice self-aware thing to do.
Yeah.
Take the quiz on Facebook. Are you the Eeyore?
Are you an Eeyore? or are you poo?
Everybody likes to be included. Some people don't have the energy to, some people just aren't going to keep up.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody runs the same way.
Yeah.
So I was always like, I tried not to get too upset at people, because it's like you got to manage your expectations as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe set expectations for, your friend also, It does get annoying sometimes. But again, we go through peaks and valleys with our friends and like our crew and all of that. So
yes.
It's
taking a break from your friend is good sometimes.
Yeah. That's okay.
Take a break from your friend, and then if they miss you as much as you miss or wanted to like do all that extra shit to fight for the friendship, then maybe they'll be like, hey, haven't talked to you in a while. What's up?
Yeah. Hey,
and then that's when you could be like, well, I get tired of always reaching out. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah.
But sometimes people just need to see it,
Yeah, because sometimes they don't even know that they're doing it.
Sometimes they don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Hi.
I've got another question here.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Are you?
I feel intimidated.
Ready.
Very, very deep eyes. Is your part on the other side of your head or something?
I don't know, but my hair's doing something crazy today
because
I think I forgot to brush it after my shower.
Whoa.
And it feels very crispy. I think I need another haircut. But anyway.
I'll do it.
Nope. Mike, somebody knows said.
Somebody, what?
Someone knows.
Okay.
It's not the whole name, but I think anybody that...
I got it.
Listening.
Yeah.
They know that. They know who I'm talking about. Okay.
And they will remain anonymous.
Okay. If money were no object, but you still had to work, would you still pick your current career?
I thought it was going to be a burn at the end, and they were going to say, would you still pick your nose? Boom. Got him.
Boom. Got him.
And that's a good question. Would I still pick my nose if money was no object? Yes.
Yes.
What was the question?
Would you still pick your current career?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that for me, I know that it's like a creative release for me also, so I kind of get a twofer. I don't think I'm someone, I always make the joke that like if money were no object, I would never work, but I don't think that's true about me. I think that I would still have to do something.
Yeah. I would need you to do something as well, to just kind of...
What does that mean?
Just kind of be...
What does that mean exactly, Mr. Falzone?
Because being in the house, if we're both in the house, then we're both we're both in there. And that can, we're both in the house. But if you added something to do, you could be...
I mean, you could get out of the house.
I can't because
today.
My stuff is here.
Yeah.
So
doesn't
I
have
can go
to
to
be.
a different place. My stuff won't be there.
We can make that happen for you.
Okay, well, if you're a doctor or if you're movers, hit us up. What was the question?
Would you still, if money were no object, would you still pick the career that you are?
Yeah, for sure. Having too much fun. Really, really enjoy. Dude, I like boiling it down. Like, there's a lot you can get in your head about as a comedian and, where you are in your career. You can get into comparison stuff with other people. You could say, oh, I'm this old, I should be doing X, Y, and Z. Or you could be like, I have this fucking job where people, instead of like sitting in and watching a movie or watching TV or going to a fancy restaurant, they come to see you for their night out to like laugh. They come out of their comfort zone to laugh with you. And I'm like, that is the best. I know that the job is much, much more than that. Mm-hmm. But on the ground level of all that stuff, that's a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think yes.
I think yes as well. Also, I'd still take pictures. I still draw shit.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because I don't know what else I would do. You know, like.
You have a really boring hobby. You make abacuses or something.
Learn how to make thermometers.
Make thermometers? So we just have like mercury at the house? Mm-hmm. Ilk. That's not good.
One more question.
Yeah.
This one's.
What?
This one's one.
This one is a question?
It is. Steve Hare. Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I found someone I work indirectly with on Tinder. My normal policy is don't shit where you eat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
But planning on moving jobs soon, so while we currently aren't on the same team, after the move, we wouldn't even be in the same department or building. My question is, do I just swipe and not talk to her in person? Or should I go see what's up? How horny are you?
Is that part of the question?
No. That's my question. Are you horny enough?
I would do it.
I mean...
Are you horny enough? Dude, that's like... What a great start to like a game show. Or like a American Ninja Warrior. But it's just like stuff like this.
Welcome back to Are You Horny Enough?
Are you horny enough to swipe?
Where we find out whether you're horny enough or not.
It's called Swipe Out. It's like that show where they fall off the big balls, but they're blue instead of red.
Yeah.
Are you horny enough for Swipe Out?
Are you horny enough? Do you want to shit where you eat?
And at the end, you bang someone you work with. What a fun game show. I would watch that, especially if everyone had an Australian accent. Like they do. Like they do.
I personally, I don't think I would.
You don't think so? No. This person is moving jobs, so they're not really working with this person anymore. But think of how many people are well, dude, I hooked up with somebody I worked directly with, and it was terrible. It was a terrible situation that I wouldn't wish on anyone. It was at the top of the terrible list. If there was, you remember the food pyramid?
Yeah.
If it was interpersonal relationship pyramid, and it was all the pyramid of bad shit that could happen, yeah. That's the point. Is working with someone you had a falling out with sexually.
Did you guys have a sexual falling out?
No, we just dry humped or whatever. Uh-huh. But it was bad. It ruined my summer. So I'm sure it ruined her summer as well. We were both so chafed. So, but if he's moving to a different area, why not? You're not working directly with that person. You could be working under him. And we're still good with the cameras.
We are still good. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what I would maybe wait and see if they're still swiping after you change positions.
Switching the position for you. Or get her fired. Or quit.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm just saying all the possibilities. What kind of show would we be if we just had one?
Get her fired,
here's
though.
The
That's
one
where
answer.
You go to?
Well, maybe she doesn't even like the job. Here's what I would do. I would swipe on Tinder, go out for coffee, have an in-depth conversation about the job, see if she hates it. If she does, get her fired. And then have sex and see where it goes. Or quit.
Or just wait until you get transferred so that this way, technically, you don't work together.
Did they say when the transfer happens?
No, they didn't.
If she's a catch, she's going to get scooped up.
Well, maybe neither one of them are a catch if they're on Tinder.
Damn.
Beg.
I don't really know you to get that judgy, but you just did, and I'm here for it.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Tinder is the Craigslist of apps. Except for Craigslist. That's its
the
own
actual app.
Yeah, but also be on a more sophisticated fuck app.
What is one? What's a more
Coffee Meets Bagel?
I was just being mean. That was mean. I'm sorry.
That was mean. You've never even been on Tinder.
No,
what do you know? You don't know shit about shit.
I've never been on any dating apps. But that was before my time. You guys.
In 1975, when Zoya was single, there were no dating apps, or there was just the newspaper. And you would have to look in the newspaper and see if you found anyone charmingly handsome. And then you would have to track them down by going to the public library and looking at microfiche. Anyway, thank you for coming to the show with your ears. Would you be sad if we stopped? Answer in the comments below. Would love to see you at shows like the following ones. On Wednesday, I'll be at the Westside Comedy Theater in Santa Monica. All the dates that Zoya read out from September 16th through September 22nd, I'll be mostly in New York City and doing an hour in Bridgeport, Connecticut at the Stress Factory on the 20th, surrounded in the city on the 21st, and regular spots in between that.
And this Tuesday, tomorrow, he'll be at Valley Poppins.
No, that's incorrect. Thank you for interjecting.
Thank you so much.
And then on October 6th, that's the next surrounded crowd work show, but we're moving it back to the lab because I miss how fucking rowdy it was in there.
Yeah.
Thank you for 3 sold out shows in the main room. We proved that we could do it. We proved that we could have a good time in there doing a big old weird crowd work show. And thank you so much for that. We might go back in there in special circumstances, but I want to bring it back to where it felt like
home.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. There's 2 shows, early show and a late show on October 6th. So
really?
Yeah, why?
We were supposed to go to Incubus
and Action Bronson. I know. I'm sorry. This will be a cool moment for the podcast if you want to be upset with me on the podcast.
You guys know podcast has some new offerings this month.
We're about to interject a sponsor.
Jagus, the Snorch, America's favorite morning radio show on 106.9 The Gas, and Good Luck Bluey, multi-generational analyst of Australia's best children's television program. You can find all of these podcasts and more at website.biz and follow us on the socials at Triple PCast. As always, thanks for promoting our show, and you guys are the best. No, you're the best. Soy, do you want to talk? As you know, Patreon.com is a virtual tipping and rewards website, and we give our $10 group a shout out at the end of every episode. If you want to go to the Hollywood Bowl on October 6th, let me know. Mr. Howard, Jay the Fifth, Ryan Couteau, Cole Rusty, Joseph Capricusio, Shannon Haynes, Ernesto, Raja Knows, Luis Sinodette, Lauren Chauncey, Paul Gilliam, Derek Helling, Steve Diergo, Chris McCarthy, Trevor the Werefishy, Happy Birthday Starlight, JJ McToots, Rachel Last Name, Connie Tryon, Crossed Up Potato Head.
Crossed Up Potato Head.
Antero Baez, Frankie Matos Music, Johnny Rizito Handcrafted Neck Rare, CCPB&J, Adman, Emily Paget, Caleb Perkins, Giant Tom Hanks, Lizzie Love, Gavin Welsh, Someone Tell Aaron, Jackie Hammond, Paige, but more crisp, Guy with long hair, Chris Johnson, Anna Valles, Benjamin Putz, Beth Bush, Christina Camille, Josh Cadote, Michael Johnson, Kayla Johnston, Jules Run, Grant Levasseur, Chad Clark, What is Cat, Katie Taylor, Joe Band, Milky Beans, Jess Enright, Lillian Carrillo, Magnus, Barrington, Lloyd Lovett, Ben Fuchs, Theodorus, Karen Bellis, Danny Sinclair, Jacob D. Bradford, Justine B.B. Steen, Just Josh, Sergeant Sparty, Ed Birch, Helen Ford, Lumino, Superfloss, It's Tatiana Day, Danielle Di Verona, Dev Rabavro, Jesse Stillwell, Katie Lee G, Rob Devereux. They're in Italy on their honeymoon. Don Bjord, Luis Hernandez, Alexander Legowski, Felicia Shimberry, and Matthew J. Palka. You guys, thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna go be pissed off.